Yo, it's Guido coming at you with a coffee, not a coffee talk. Jeez, what is today, Pilgrim?
It,
It's a
I don't
Sunday.
know. What? It's Sunday, isn't it?
I just went into auto
Is
mode.
it?
Yeah, yeah. Holy cow.
Oh,
Any
yes.
stumbled right out of the gate. It is the 2nd of April. It is no longer April Fools. My wife did get me
No.
on April Fools, by the way.
Did you get done?
Yeah, yeah. My son has gone through some. He's gone through some things at college, and he did a specific thing that we did not want him to do, which he then recovered and is now going back through and joining a fraternity. And they call it dropping. So he dropped once. It was too much. Yeah, it was too much for his academics and stuff, so he prioritized academics. So I'm proud of him on the one hand. On the other hand,
That's good.
it was a bit of a Nancy move. But anyway, we can't all be perfect. I have my own mistakes. So she comes running into the kitchen. She's like, he dropped again. And I'm like, what? And then she just starts laughing. I'm like, because she can't.
Oh
She's
yeah.
she's a joke teller and whatnot that she cannot keep it going. And it's not even like she can't keep it going more than a minute. It's not even more than a second. And
So it's like bang and then laugh.
yeah, and then laugh and then no, I'm just kidding. Like it's that fast. I mean, you barely have time to process it,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. You're like, sorry, what was that?
But she held on just long enough to make me go, "What?"
Yeah, that's good though. That's good. Well done. Got you.
Anyway,
I don't think I got done yesterday. We had granddaughters round yesterday, so it was just manic in the household. So I probably did get April Fooled, and probably still trying to realise it right now. You know what I mean?
dude, exactly. They're still laughing right now.
Yeah.
Then she
He
tried-
still hasn't got it.
Then she tried to get my daughter, who was driving home to see her grandmother today, to hang out with us for the weekend, and she tells her the same story, and my daughter just says, "Whatever, mom. April
Yeah.
Fool." She's like, "April Fools, haha." And
Yeah.
then she goes, "I was about to call you and tell you I wasn't coming."
Oh, that would have been absolutely madness, wouldn't it? Absolutely madness.
So
Aye.
let's just say April Fool's Day was a mixed bag at the household here, at the Guido
That's all
household.
right.
Yeah,
That's how it.
yeah.
That's how it rolls, isn't it?
So how you been, man? I was.
Uh,
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, go ahead. I've been fine. I wanted to share this with everybody.
Okay.
You know, last week I had the zit on my chin, and the House General passed me and we did the whole thing with the cup of tea. Look. So I've got me cup of tea again.
Very nice. Very
Anyway,
nice.
Yeah. So maybe this is an April Fool. Yeah, you got your mug. Maybe this is the April Fool's because lo and behold, yesterday I was given this. This is Seventh Heaven box of various face packs. Look at this lot, right? Look at this lot. I mean, they've got like black clay peel off, sucking mud scrub, which we had last week. Blackhead nose strips. Look at this lot, right? So this was handed to me yesterday. She's saying I've got bad skin, obviously. I've obviously got to get all this on my face at some point. However, this
all
is
at
what
once.
I want to share with you. Is that one? Look at the colour of that. You walk around with that in your face. Blackhead, whatever it is. Buster. Blackhead Buster with neon blue face all day. I don't think so.
To be fair, the mask is an improvement.
Really?
I don't. But I don't know if that was the intention. But
I don't know. I'm a real man. I can use this product and,
You
and
can,
maintain
yes,
my
yes.
masculinity.
absolutely, Wayne's in the house. Bonzi, Cliffy, Jollins, how you doing? Fast Red Horse, Blues, Mad Tanker, and Oh Brute. What is going on, guys? Good morning on this 2nd of April. Well, Pilgrim, if you would be so kind as when we finish up and walk out of the World of Tanks building today, would you please shut the lights down?
Yes, I think I'll have to.
Yeah.
I'll probably have the keys somewhere.
Yeah,
in my back
last
pocket.
guy out. It's over, folks. The game's been destroyed. It completely blew up. I mean,
No point.
there's enough videos out there to prove it. So,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Every man and his dog has said it, so therefore it must be true.
we're going to continue the hysterics. I wish I should have a background of a fire.
Yes, you should. I don't know.
I've seen a lot of
know.
drama in this game. I've seen a lot of stuff kick stuff off. I have never seen this level of ridiculous hysteria.
No,
Just
no.
just ridiculous. I mean, the clickbait action. And normally I don't care. I mean, whatever. That's part of the business. You make a title that tries to get clicks, but they're all in the same direction. I mean, people have taken absolute advantage of this and just gone to a different level. I mean,
It's
just a
it's
different
like,
level.
what was your quote you said before we came on it?
Uh,
That was it. It's like a self-licking ice cream.
It is. It's a self-licking ice cream cone. It absolutely.
It's cartoon land.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and the reason well, that's not the reason I mention it. The reason I'm starting to believe it is the most ridiculous event is then when Wargaming comes back, and we'll talk about this later, but we'll just mention it right here. They changed their mind on the retraining orders, and then people just doubled down about how even that's not good enough.
Yeah.
I-
It's like, it's like they have a say in anything. The people that are moaning, they have a massive say, don't they? It's like we're going to go. Oh, shh! Look at the player base. They're not. They go whatever. We don't care.
Well, that's to be fair. I mean, we all like the game, so if there's a negative reaction to something, and you have to articulate that negative reaction in some way, and if they're not listening, then sometimes that has to be a more forceful articulation. I'm just talking the hysterical parts of it, just the
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll talk about it. It's not. There is nothing in that's to the level of what people are saying.
No, there are some, well, let's say significant changes that will, without a doubt, affect the gameplay, but not to the point that it's unplayable, or not to the point that all the histrionics that is coming out,
Right.
Oh, the world is ending, doom, it's doom. It's not at that level. Not.
Stoic, there is a lot to that. A good portion of which I'll probably stay away from, because then people start to get bent about
Yeah.
being talked about. Let's put it that way. But I think there is some, and I don't know if it's just generational either. I think it's more, and it can be attached to generations more often, but I think it's more of a personality type really than necessarily a generation.
I think it's fed by certain personalities as well. That's the trouble.
Yeah.
Certain personalities with big reach are feeding this frenzy, like it's a feeding frenzy for sharks. So it's like,
Well, let me. Fine. I'll talk. I'll say it. I'm just going to say it out loud. If your worldview and attitude leans toward an adolescent view and attitude, then playing games can be much more serious than they should be.
yeah.
Let
That's a
me
fair
just
statement.
say it that way. Now, when I say you, I'm not pointing at anyone in particular. I'm just making a generalized statement. If you're unable to separate a game and understand the relative significance of it, then you probably have a more immature or adolescent worldview. Take that or leave it.
I quite like being called an adolescent at my age. It really does me a lot of good.
Well, so the corollary to that is in my opinion, there's nothing wrong with occasionally indulging in that kind of entertainment, but also understanding the place it should occupy in your life, which is many rungs down from a lot of other things.
Well, okay, here's the thing. If you don't mind me saying this, a lot of the feeding frenzy is done by people who are reliant on an income from the game. So
Yeah.
that's why they're making such a big noise about it, because it's an income stream that is, in their opinion, under threat.
Yes.
So
Yeah, we'll talk about that part, because that's specific to the gaming piece, which is what we try to stick to here. So I think that's a great observation, Pilgrim, 100%. And I think there's a few other things to that too, which we'll get to. But let's go on to channel news since we got all serious faced.
We did, didn't we?
And I am
Cup of
not
tea.
and I am not blind to the irony of me being serious enough to stream about a game a lot and talk about it in that manner. So if humans are made humans are made of hypocrisy, so I've got my own share.
Oh yeah.
All right, battle pass is on. I'm at level 3 of the second chapter. Pilgrim, where are you?
Oh, are you? Okay, cool. All right, well, that's because you haven't played so much, because I'm at level 9, second chapter. And I haven't played that much.
Damn it, Cliffy. Look at Cliffy's last... Look at...
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's the dagger to the heart, my friend. Dagger to the heart. And completely true. Sadly, completely true. I'm at level 3 of... Is it called level? What are they called?
Good question. Let me check it out.
What the hell are they called?
I don't know. I'll tell you now. Loading content.
Stage. I'm on...
3. So you just got the you're after the money now, aren't you?
Yeah, because I don't know if I get a coin or a token or a bauble or a doodad or a doohickey or who's
or
the what's it
decal.
or a decal. I don't know. It's always something. Yep, level 3. All right, so I picked. What did you do? I picked. Let's see if this worked. Check it out, guys. I fixed it. I'll talk about that in a second. I picked Nyx, the Rhinoceronte, second.
Oh, did you? No, I did the Sandstorm second.
Yeah, I did that first because I was working on the Udez at the time.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, well, I did the... what was the one I did? The other one. I did the other one first. Why did I do the other one? I don't know. Oh, I'll tell you why I did the other one.
Because you did.
I did. Yeah. No, I did. Sorry, I did the Udez one. First, and then I'm on the Sandstorm. So Southern Cross is the third one, isn't it? Which is the mouse.
The mouse, yeah. So that's going to be my third one. So we did it opposite. The keys! The keys!
Yes, it's 5 keys.
We should start a hysterical reaction video about the keys and how they ripped us off. 4 years ago?
Yes.
How long ago was that?
It still irks. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking about it. It's terrible.
It is, in a cold sweat. Mad Tanker, 100%. We're definitely going to cover that as we get to subjects du jour. And we have our own histrionics.
Pitchforks.
Yeah, pitchforks, baby. Let's see. Okay, so that's where we are. How you guys doing? Is everybody... Someone was done last week, weren't they? Or almost done. Some of you guys have to be done. Doug Gump, 41. What's happening, man? Still can't sell historical elements. That's right. They're non-historical elements. I hope they do that. I hope they let us at some point. That was on my video that I said, hey, what can we work on? I did forward that, by the way. I haven't heard a peep. I guess I'm not going to. I don't know.
No, unless Domo comes back and says something like, "Stop sending crap to us, Guido."
Yeah. The video should have said, "The end is nigh. We will all boycott unless you fix these things." That's what I should have said.
Yeah.
Man, next stream, guys, unknown once again. I am really busy for the next about 2 weeks. Me mum is out, so hopefully, probably not next week, but the week after, I'm hoping to get some time to stream a little bit, but we'll see.
Yeah, give me a shout. I'm around. I'll jump in at some point. Did Mum fly? Did she fly in? Wow.
Yeah, it's quite the trooper, man.
I love that whole thing. That generation can still get on aircraft and do it. You know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, she's walker. She's got a walker, but she can still get up and get around.
No, that's cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yep. So good stuff there. We've been hanging out, eating shrimp, watching the sunset, sitting on the porch.
Living the life in Florida, eh? Living the life.
I did a lot of yard work yesterday there, Pilgrim.
Why has it got a bit overgrown in the cold winter?
Yeah, I think you guys will understand this. You know how you go out, and so I get up, walk the dog, do a quick workout, and my intention is to go do a couple things in the yard. I'm like, okay, I have an idea. I'm going to do this and this. Then you get the stuff out, and then I'm like, well, shoot, I need to go get the saw from my buddy. So jump in the truck, drive across town. He's got an electric, one of those extending saws. It's got a little
Got you.
electric blade on the end of it, so you can kind of reach up into trees and
Reach up and do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I grabbed that, and I grabbed his manual one, which, by the way, they suck.
They do.
Oh my god, it's longer, and there was a branch further up. I kind of wanted to cut it further up after I cut off the end. I'm like, shit, I really want to go further up. So I got that thing out, set it all up, and started sawing. And I'm like, this is like a 2-hour process. So I just
This
like
is not cutting.
screw it.
You weren't using the back end of the blade, were you?
No.
You
But-
know, the tooth bit.
Yeah, I did have the
All
front end, but a branch, it's really long, and it's moving, so it's not
Yeah.
really getting a good bite. So I don't know, it sucked. So anyway, the point of this long, rambling, not very interesting story is I got doing something, and then I went, ooh, and then I went, oh yeah, that, and then I went, well, let's just go back here. And then next thing I know, it's 3 hours later. I'm underneath a bunch of bamboo back in our alley that the neighbor grew. That's trying to take over the alley, and it's all leaning over in my yard.
Well,
on
you've
my
done
fence.
that once before. 'Cause
I
you
have.
sent me the pictures.
It's
a couple of
bamboo.
years
Have
ago.
you
You cleared the whole alley.
Bamboo grows like 3 feet a night.
Yeah. It does, doesn't it? Yeah, you like wake up in the morning going, it just looks like I've done nothing.
Dude, I hate that stuff. It just takes over, man. It just sucks. The
So
city.
that whole yard that you cleared out, because you sent me the before and after pictures, and it looks like a week's work. That's now overgrown again.
Oh man, dude! Every spring you I have to attack it. It's like a jungle
Like
down
it.
here, man. It's like a freaking jungle down here.
Have to get some Agent Orange. Get
Don't-
that on the ground.
The worst is the damn vines. We have the gnarliest vines, and they're like the bamboo. They grow 3 feet a night. It's incredible. And back in one corner where the two fences come together, there's 2 palm trees back there, a tall one and a small one, which I hate. But
Right.
we don't have any trees since a hurricane knocked everything down, so I leave them.
Yeah.
But back in that corner, weeds grow up, and I try to weed it and stuff. But vines, of course, come up along the trees and along the fence, and sometimes you don't notice them. Well, I noticed them this spring when all the rest of the stuff died back. I'm back there going, holy macaroni. I mean, they're like that big around. They're just...
Yeah.
So I'm
And
back
they
there
are
cutting
hard
and
to cut.
yeah. And they go every direction. And then they go in between the planks of the fence, and as they grow...
Yeah, because the feeder chutes are tiny,
Right.
and then they'll get in, and then they'll just go whoop,
Yep.
this big,
And they'll bust.
overnight,
And they're busting out the planks and stuff. So I
Yeah,
fought that,
yeah.
and I had to reattack that yesterday because I hadn't finished it.
So you spend the whole day doing what us blokes do, innit? You start one job, you see another one, so you dip into that, and then you see another one, and you dip
Exactly.
into that, and then you're dipping into 5 jobs, trying to get everything done, and you're backwards and forwards.
But-
yeah, it's a nightmare.
Honestly, though, I enjoy that.
The day
To-
out
you know what I
in
mean?
the yard, innit?
To some extent,
Yeah.
it does feel good. You get all that stuff done and
Yeah.
cut back stuff, and the yard looks nice and all that.
Well, that's my weekend. Next weekend is the yard weekend because we're guaranteed, because it's Easter, we're guaranteed good weather next weekend. So it's yard weekend.
What do you mean you're guaranteed good? How does that work?
Well, basically, Easter bank holidays, normally it's pissing down with rain for 4 days. But the weatherman has said it's going to be nice and warm next weekend. So
Oh, I
we've
see.
planned, because of the move, we're planned to do the yard next weekend. Done. Busted. And then we can forget the yard. It'll be done.
So when is the move now?
Well, it should be. We're just going to sign off. We've signed off contracts, so we're just waiting on a completion date, which will then I reckon it'll be the 3rd week of April-ish,
Okay.
thereabouts. And then
Yeah.
we're going to slow time move because there's no point in rushing everything. We've got plenty of time, and just get. We're downsizing massively. About 1/3 of the house is going to disappear.
Oh, wow.
The internals, all this sort of this wardrobe here is going, and
Yeah.
the chest of drawers is going, this table's going, because it's just stuff we don't need. And the shed, my shed, will be left with just the tools and my motorbike. Everything else is going. So, because I've got another shed in my new place, but it's about the same size, but it's now going to be the proper man shed. It's going to have no girly stuff in it whatsoever, and definitely no Christmas decorations and trees in there, as it has at the moment.
I have to buy another
yeah.
shed. We've outgrown our other one.
Second shed for that crap.
Yeah, I've got to buy a second one for the bikes and the Christmas crap.
Oh, have you?
Oh yeah.
Crikey.
All right. We ready to shill, man? Should we do this thing?
Yeah, let's do it. I kept this out. I didn't pack it.
Excellent.
Here we are.
That'll be the last thing to go.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Walking out the house with it above my head.
Excellent. All right.
See, Wayne's been slagging me all the way through this. He said, if your mum streams, get rid of Pilgrim. And now he's going, getting evicted. Thanks, Wayne.
Jeez, Wayne.
Bank holiday, no chance here, you're right.
Yeah, now that you've said that, you're cursed.
Yeah, it's going to be raining, isn't it?
I have been playing a bunch of Civilization, actually, because that I can sit down and do for... I guess I could do that for tanks, too, but I can do even... You can do like a turn, and then if you have to go do something, you can get up and go. All right. But we're talking about tanks, fellas. Let's chill. What do we got? We got the Caernarfon Action X.
Yeah. That's back in the shop.
Eh.
At a beastly amount of money. Beastly amount of money. Thanks, Wayne. Same to you.
Yeah, $41. The that oh, I forgot about that little French wheeled tank. The little Gendron Suma.
Yeah.
These are interesting. What's that?
They call it a collector's gem.
Oh, it's a gem.
Oh, it is a gem.
It's
yeah.
a rough cut.
Yeah. Yeah. Not refined at all.
Camo. You can buy camo with kits. Okay. I don't know if I've ever noticed that. Have they done that before?
I haven't seen that before. Or maybe I haven't just ignored it.
Yeah, I guess it's probably been around, but they've got 3 of them. They've got a serious push on 3D skins.
Haven't they just?
Yeah. These are all tier
IS-22s.
10. No, that's not a tier 10.
No, SU. Wow, there is, isn't there? I didn't
Yeah,
realise.
a bunch of them. I don't have all those either. I'm not sure. Then we've got the T78 Supreme, which is actually, well, deluxe and standard, but the T78 TD, which is actually pretty decent tier 6.
There's a decent tier 6, yeah.
Not bad, but it's $23, and it's got the Federalist style, so that's adding a little bit on there.
Yeah.
Lanson, the CS52 LIS, both pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the Furry. If you don't have all of the Sherman variants and you don't have the Furry, it is out again.
Yes.
So
yes, that's not a bad buy, I guess. It's 19. What is it? $20? $21?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad buy. If it's a collector's item you want.
Yeah, Blues Traveler, 100%, a tier 2 wheelie, but there's a bunch of other stuff with it.
That's what Johnins calls his better half, his lady.
What?
Furry. Yeah, Furry Muff.
Fury?
Yeah, Fury Muff, he calls her. That's a good name, isn't it? I don't know why he calls her that, but hey. We all have pet names for our... we have pet names for our house generals, don't we? Sorry. Right there. Where were we?
Jolin, sorry, my friend. I don't know what. Pilgrim's lost his ever-loving mind. All right. There's a bunch of credit boosters and times 5s and blah, blah, blah. And 14 days of premium. So, yeah, but $35 for a tier 2. That's a little tough.
Yeah, she's steep.
Premium account, remember it's discounted. Everyone's got 1,000,000 days. Specials, nothing else really to add in the specials that I saw as I dug through here. Yep, nothing else. So a little bit boring in terms of this. Battle Pass stuff, the only thing left for most people would be this.
Yeah.
And this is just vehicles. So nothing really to shill for, to be honest. What's the best one in here, you think?
In the vehicles?
Probably the LIS.
Yeah, I was going to say personally LIS, even though I can't make it work.
At tier 8.
Saying that, with the current buffs to the British medium tanks that we've had, getting the Caernarfon Action X to do your crew training is not a bad option.
Yeah.
So you know, because I mean all the Centurion and Carnarvon-ish Brit tanks now are viable. I think I never used to really enjoy playing them, and then once they did the buff, I was quite impressed.
The Action X just seems like anemic to me.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's a crew trainer though for now. The Centurion 7-1 and so on. It's definitely a good crew trainer.
Let's see where it sits win rate wise. I think it's pretty far down. Where is it? Oh my goodness, is it? Carnarvon, where are you, Carnarvon? I must have passed it. Wait, what? Where is it? It's a heavy, right?
Medium.
That's not a medium, is it?
Because it's the Conquerors are the heavies, aren't they?
Yeah, but the Carnarvon is a heavy.
It is? Oh, it is.
How am I missing this thing? Where the hell is it?
Oh, right. It's tier 8. It's a tier 8 heavy. Carnarvon.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh! I'd actually tell it to put... It's way down there. I don't hate it. It's just not very good. The Alpha, even though it shoots fast, and I don't know, man. It just doesn't have much going for it, to be honest. It doesn't hit hard, and its armor doesn't hold up. And I feel like its turret kind of stinks from what you would think it would be. I like it, though. I mean, it's not bad.
It's not a Conqueror. It's
no,
not a
no,
Conqueror.
no. All right, that's pretty much it for that stuff. Let's see what's going on with missions and specials. There is a video out with, you guys can check it out, with Commander AF. So she's talking about what monthly as far as what's coming up in April. I guess World of Tanks' birthday is in April. I didn't realize that. So there's an event coming up that should have some drops and stuff. We've got vehicle bundles. This is stuff we looked at, yeah. The Carnarvon, the 52, and the Gendron. What else we got? Arcade cabinet is going. You've got the 2 choices this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Tech Tree one is better, Mad Tanker. I would agree with that. Yeah. New premium beyond Celtics, that's right. Someone mentioned the Fury as being a good one in there. I would agree with that. The Fury and the T-78 for tier 6s, both of them are good. And I don't think... do we even have a time... We don't even have a times 3 weekend. Whatever happened to all the weekend events?
I don't know. I think they died a death because I don't know whether they... I don't know. I don't know whether they're trying to slim down the sort of bonuses we're all getting and monetize it a little bit more, maybe.
Like, I don't think there's anything... Well, okay. I guess this weekend's event is Arcade Cabinet.
Yeah.
That must be it.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. But, what, to encourage you to go and do it, because I looked at it and thought, Railgun, don't want to bother with that.
Is it a crew weekend? Someone just said crew weekend. Is that true?
Let me get it up and just check.
No, unless it's an experienced crew weekend. Let's go over here. Check out the missions. Twitch drops, multipliers, Watt salute. Crew is crucial. All right, so it's a crew weekend.
I got it, yeah.
All right, cool. All right. So there's a few goodies in there. All stuff you can do while playing without worrying about it. Just as a side note, guys, very strange. The way I fixed, the reason I was able to fix the cameras and bring World of Tanks forward on OBS is I put it in, it was already in windowed mode, but it was maximum screen windowed mode. So I just brought it in to, I don't know, adjustable window mode, whatever that's called. And it worked. So there's something, it just didn't like it when I wonder if I do that again, if it'll do it. Yep. Crazy. So for whatever reason, OBS does not like full windowed mode for full the way screen. Full screen window for the way I was doing it. Don't know.
Weird.
Well, I had it windowed full screen, not full screen, which I had done for a long time, Bonzi, and it worked just fine. So I don't know. Cool.
But I get that if I don't have World of Tanks windowed and I click on it, it knocks all my other windows out. So
that's why I have it that way. Yeah, so I can move I can move my mouse around anywhere I want. But in the past, I was able to, on the one screen, make it full windowed mode, whatever, the one that adjusted to full screen size. And then I could also have Discord.
You could bring it forward.
I could have Discord on the same screen full, but then I'd bring the game forward, and Discord did this just fine, like it's doing right now. But now I have to do it this way. So it's some kind of OBS update, I would imagine.
Yep.
Some kind of windowed update, I would imagine.
But it's good we found. Well, it's good that you found the way around it, so that's cool.
Yeah. All good, all good. Let's see. Let's go back over here. What else we got going on? I think that's pretty much it, man. Make sure, Standard Act, man, make sure you guys are going, let's check it out, going into your Depot and get your Twitch store stuff. Oh, I got 21 coins, holy cow. And has anybody got these tanks? Well, you can't see it because I got Chrome in your way.
I have 1 coin. Yeah.
Flailing around. These tanks, there we go. Oh my gosh, this is a mess. We're having a hard time now. All right, there we go. Now, finally. Deadhead, what's happening, man? Don't be saying hello, Pilgrim. Missing the Firefly, but have the others. What's broken? Oh, me? Yeah. Oh, that's right. I forgot. This was why I was saving up coins. I was going to do the 250,000 credits. Because I don't really need the reserves. So, beautiful. I'm just going to grab 250,000 credits. Why not?
How many coins is that?
10.
10? Oh, yeah. That's cool.
500,000 credits for 20 coins. Beautiful. Because I already took all the consumables and stuff.
Got you.
Yeah. So it was all good. Let's see.
Reactors. You got it. Got the M4 FL10. Cool.
Also, Common Test 2 is up, guys, if you're doing the Common Test. Is anybody messing around with that? I think a couple of you guys have dug into it. They're the crappy... Oh, yeah, they're the smaller versions. Missing the Pudel and have the other 3, Tog Power. Have the FL, it's a good autoloader, good gun. Yeah, I like the FL. Oh, good, so you guys are getting something out of it. How long did it take? So you saved up all your coins and got it. That's pretty cool. 100 coins. I don't remember how long this last version of the Twitch coins has been going on. A couple months, I guess, right? It started.
Yeah, I think so. I'm nowhere near it. I mean, I can't.
I think it started in February after all the Christmas stuff got done. So maybe a couple months worth, and so in a couple months you're able to get enough coins to get them. That's actually not a bad deal, man. You get some nice little tier 6s out of that.
Yeah.
Good deal. That means they'll cancel that pretty quickly.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it?
Yeah, we can't have good deals. That's right out.
No, it'd be too good a deal. That.
Nah, yeah. Pudel is good. Obandu, yeah. I got that one to 100 battles. I liked all of the down-tiered Panthers. All the tier 6 Panther versions are all pretty darn good.
Old M10's not bad.
Yeah, M10 FL. All right, man. Anything else on missions and specials, my friend?
No, I think really it's bereft of anything sort of challenging, isn't it? It's all there. It's in the background. It's where are we at now? Let's get my thing up.
Actually, let's actually jump into Commander AF's thing and just talk about April.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Come over here. All right, so April. There we go. We have, so they've got the chart right here, or the calendar, otherwise known as a calendar.
Yeah, the spreadsheet known as the calendar.
Yes, we've got this spreadsheet in the form of a calendar right here. Yeah. We got arcade cabinet going on this weekend. Here's the coin drop start. You got obviously the weekend or the weekday drops, and then on Friday the weekend stuff, weekday and weekend. So that's all going on. We have top of the tree is going to change, so it'll no longer be the Udez. So it's all matched up with EU as well. So it won't be Udez and what's the other one right now? Whatever it is, it's
Mouse.
going to the Is it Mouse right now?
Is it the mouse?
Oh, yes, it is.
Maybe not.
You're right. It is.
Yeah.
And it's going to go Centurion Action X and the Rhinoceronte. Rhinoceronte, no, Nanti.
Yeah.
And then we've got the Extravaganza, which is going to be the Easter stuff. Will go on.
Yeah.
Then Onslaught on the 19th. So we got the new, which means
I love the blurb they put on that. Actually, we've analysed your feedback and are introducing some improvements to the 7 versus 7 mode.
where'd you
And
see
then we
that?
touched on this, including the reworked role skills. So we touched on this last week, didn't we? But I'm not sure how much analysing of feedback they actually do. I think, because the final question in every survey is, how old are you? I think they just got a list of age groups.
That's one thing I took from Skills' video about his questionnaire, his survey.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, and I guess I didn't really realize this. It was obvious to me, and I think it was obvious to all of you. I didn't know how obvious it was to the rest of the community, but it appears that it is so. That their surveys are ridiculous in the leading questions, and there's no way they're getting very accurate data out of the way they write their surveys. So
they're writing the question because they want the answer that they want. So they write the question that fits the answer they want. It's the same as that. It's simple, isn't it?
And I don't know if that's conscious, or it just goes that way. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. If you're a conspiracy theorist leaning person, then they do it on purpose because of evil or whatever reason, greed or whatever reason you want to throw in there.
Marketing people.
Marketing.
They do that on purpose. Marketing people. It's what they do.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty interesting. So we've got the Extravaganza, we have Onslaught, and then we have the Million Pugs Watt 17 Tournament Finals, which I guess is ongoing now or will start soon or something. So Million Pugs is sponsoring this tournament this time. Pretty cool. 7-on-7. So there you go.
Cool.
And Crew is Crucial weekend on the 21st. So another crew weekend. And there you go. So there is a birthday in here. Why is that not listed? Maybe it's down here. Top of the... There we go. World of Tanks birthday. There we go.
Yeah.
So April 12th through 18th. Right here. That's why there's no weekend listed there. So that'll be World of Tanks birthday. They'll celebrate special missions. And there was a mention that streamers will have some kind of special drops too, guys.
All right, that'd be cool.
You know what? Nothing special. That's actually I had forgotten about that, and that is what a great example of it right there. So immediately, if you're honest, they don't want to hear anything else. So if you do have any negative, and if you're probably negative there, you're probably going to be negative on the rest of the survey. So right there, you've just cut all of the negative, not all, but a good portion of the negative people out. Now, if you're smart, not smart necessarily, if you want to get your negative input in there, then you have to remember to answer that one in a positive manner. Oh, really? Okay, so that one actually didn't have any follow-on questions? Okay. There you go.
There you go.
Can I just...
He's in the house.
Why does Cliffy even... Why did he even do that?
I don't know.
I just took that at face value, but then I'm thinking, I guess he wanted to know if there was a way to get past it.
Yeah. I'm going to try that next time. I'm going to see if we can get past it. Yeah, absolutely.
So do you think, was it a different account? Do you think it actually had already registered your first answer and wasn't going to let you anyway? Andy the Cupid, what's happening, man? I wonder. Yeah, Wayne, thank you for that. That was on my mind to talk about. I think, obviously, if you have Onslaught on the 19th, then the patch is sometime before the 19th. So I would
Yeah.
buy that. The 19th is the patch, and then Onslaught starts that night. So
Yeah.
that's a great guess. I think probably we're looking at a patch on the 19th. So you're going to get the whole thing, right? We got the crew reset and everything. We'll talk about that in a minute because there's some news on that if you haven't heard it already. That's when, yes. So mark your calendars. That's when Watt burns to
Yeah.
the ground.
Yeah.
Burns to the ground. All right.
That's where we all run out of our front doors with our hair on fire, screaming, "End of the world." Yeah.
So do you delete the game on the 18th?
Oh no, you wait for the fun and delete it on the 20th.
Yeah, but what if it burns and then catches the rest of your games on fire?
Oh, there is that possibility. Yeah, what you need to do is have that consumable, the fire extinguisher, set up, ready to go.
So on the, I believe what's probably going to happen then. That's a good point. On the 16th, though, we'll probably start on the 15th because they start things on Friday for the weekend. On the 15th, you'll be able to pay $20 for a World of Tanks extinguisher,
Yes.
auto extinguisher, which will automatically put out the fire of your World of Tanks
Yeah.
game. That will happen
Yeah.
on the 19th, so that the rest of your games don't burn down.
That's the one. And it'll probably be a CO2 fire extinguisher because there's the electrics involved. It won't
Oh,
look
you're
like a regular
saying
one.
it's actually going to be real and not a virtual fire extinguisher?
No, it'll be genuinely real. There'll be a backdoor bug set into the system that sends your computer doolally and bursts into flames as the dark angel
yeah.
flies through your window to take your soul.
It'll be the digital reaper of games coming after
Yeah.
you.
Like that.
So it'll be like
the
a
sign.
it'll be like a jet engine or airplane engine fire extinguisher. Your computer will be humming
Yep.
along, and then you'll hear
Yep.
the thing go, and then just
Yes,
fire extinguisher smoke will come out of the case and blow
That's
all
it.
over the place.
that's it. And then that DayZ game you had running will just fold itself away. Whoop. Gone.
This is getting serious.
It's getting very serious, isn't it?
Getting-
I thought you were going to say silly for a minute, but now you said serious. I'll go with that.
No, I'm worried now.
Yeah.
I mean, if Wargaming doesn't change their evil ways and quit trying to steal money from us,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Well,
Like
there's a point.
like a thief in the night sneaking into my wallet.
Exactly. Like, I never authorized any of this.
How did you get in my wallet, Wargaming? Stop it! I'm
Yeah.
closing my wallet to them.
Yeah. I'm going to put it into a tin. A tin that is like.
A mason jar in my backyard
Yes.
where Wargaming
Yes.
can't find it.
Yes, that's what we'll do. But I'm like not working as intended, as just said. I might delete my account and then buy it back from the boosting company. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
So I believe okay, so you must have a Pilgronomics plan here.
That's a Pilgronomics. I can delete my account, buy
Yeah.
it back off of the boosting company. I'll
Yeah.
have a 279 early with it.
You kind of are buying it back from them, aren't you? Actually, at the end of the day, I mean,
think
you're
that's the
prepaying. You're prepaying for them to give it back, but you're sort of buying
Yes.
it back from them because you give it to them.
Yes, yes, yes. That's correct. Cheap as chips.
There's
A good
no
way to
win,
invest your pennies. That's what it is.
Andy. I think you have a good point there. We're going to definitely dive into that, but at this point, at this point, Pilgrim, there's going to be tears.
Yes,
I know
There's
I'm
going
already.
to be.
I know I'm already crying. I cried last night about it.
I did. Last night, I was the same as you. Last night, I cried
Yeah,
so hard that actually I started laughing.
and then you had to put a mask on, a black mask.
I had
'Cause
to get.
'cause
yeah,
you're-
I had to get my.
Your face went
Heaven
all
blast.
your face went all blotchy and ruddy, and you had
Yes.
to sort
Put one
it.
of those on. Yes. Therefore, I glow this morning, sir. I am glowing.
So really, what that stuff is, so you can gird yourself in Wattpocalypse armor.
Yes. Yes, that's it. That's exactly where we're at with it.
That mask will stop the Wattpocalypse from getting to your soul.
It will stop. It will stop zits bursting out on my chin because of the Wattpocalypse.
I told you this is getting serious.
It is serious.
The deeper we delve into this, the more sinister I can see the entire thing becoming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes.
So we might as well start talking about it, but of course we have to take a break because I'm going to need.
We need to. We need to gird our loins.
We do, and
Yeah.
I'm almost out of coffee. And if we're going to unsheath our gaming swords and attack the Wattpocalypse head on, I'm going to need a full cup of coffee for that.
We are. Yep. We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to get a neck massage and a full cup of tea.
King, for the king, put the toast on. We will need the toast. Diablo, one of my favorite arguments against what? You're going to play against good players. Diablo, dude, we are definitely going to talk about that because...
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Unicum gatekeeping is funny, all right?
Yes.
More to come. More to come on that. Unicum gatekeeping is funny. 5-minute break, guys. 5-minute break.
Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Now in the shadows came a mysterious chap who spoke in a tongue with strange dialect. He offered his help to the mighty Guido to bring some laughter to his love of speedos. To the coffee talk they both came to bring the message of winning ways to all and sundry and the masses. Yes, that's right, lads and lasses. The damage counts and flexing back will keep you on the right track. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. So in what, if you want to progress, then seek out Guido nonetheless. With his sidekick Pilgrim, he has a message that to win you must be aggressive. The position and place that you must seek, for the winners only, not the weak. The guru speaks, so listen well. His voice rings out like the Liberty Bell to bring you all to Unicom land, or to die hard trying in the sand. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. To the swamplands came the mountain man to teach his wisdom and pay his due. A man with a name only known to a few. To his followers his words are true. Guido is the man, big and gruff. He used to fly jet, but now he does the tanking stuff. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. Guido is his name, tanking is his game. Guido. The mountains are home where he watches the songbirds aplenty.
All right, we are back. We are back. Let's see what chat do. Ad break teaser. That's right. End of the world. Mark your calendars. So let's see. What did I have listed here? Maybe there was a couple things before we actually get to that. Oh, I did have one thing before we get to that. Maybe a couple. What's the point of Arcade Cabinet?
I don't know. I mean, you know, apart from them wanting to test the mechanics of you know, better penetration or more accurate, I don't know. Things that could be done in a testing room somewhere. Why throw it out as a mode? No idea.
But the pluses and bonuses are so far out there, are such huge outliers compared to the game. What possible data could you get from it?
I don't know. There's nothing that they put out there you couldn't do in-house. You wouldn't need to put it out as a mode in any way, shape, or form. No idea.
I've heard both. They've kind of wanted to be on both sides. I think I've read them say things like that it's a testing thing, and then I've heard them say it's just for fun, and of course everybody has an opinion about it. I naively said actually just for a fun mode, which okay if that's what it is, but then getting some feedback from your stuff there, Pope.
Oh, sorry, turn it down. There you go.
But then, if it is just for fun, why are we not that I necessarily have anything to do with it, but let's just say we as the community and the gaming company, what is the purpose of putting resources into that?
I can't imagine any reason. Yeah, if it's have a bit of fun. Maybe when they had the ice rink mode, that was funny. That was a bit of a laugh. And if it had no impact on your actual game, that's fine. You know, a lot of people are stat hounds and things like that, so they don't want that side of the game being affected by these modes. And so, you know, it's a bit of a fun, bit of a laugh. Make a tank do a 360. You know, spin on the ice. Blah blah blah. This current iteration is all about accuracy and firepower. I think it's a testing platform.
I think
hidden in the guise of fun.
The winter one, especially the slippery one or whatever, I think was received well because it was genuinely fun. So they put this thing together and players played it, and the feedback was, oh, that's actually that's a good laugh and fun. Although there were complaints, I guess there were kind of complaints or comments, or some people tried to play it like the real game.
Yeah, that's
right. Instead of raging around and having fun, they were kind of doing that, that you can play the game you want, though, any way you want, but that's odd to me.
Yeah.
Cliffy makes a good point. It's probably very easy for them just to adjust numbers like that. Yeah. They don't have to actually put a lot of resources into it.
Yeah.
Which is fine if they do that kind of stuff and they make it genuinely fun. But I think some of them were genuinely unfun. The one that where you could hit for like the bottom and the top were huge. That was not really fun.
No. If they're going to introduce modes that they want players to have fun, then like Ice Dragon has said, the football mode, that was just a bit of fun. That didn't hurt anybody. Right. It was great kicking a big old football around or a soccer ball, as you guys call it. Do you know what I mean? That sort of thing, that's fun. It's a break from the grind. It's a break from the regular pay.
The Chaffee racing was fun.
Chaffee racing, yeah. Yeah, it was the other one. I mean, that's fun modes. I think this is an underhand way of doing a little bit of testing on stuff.
Well, and that's
accuracy, penetration.
That's what Kedge said, but I'm struggling to understand what data you would take from extreme testing. I really am. So I do understand you might take this game and go, all right, let's test more accuracy and a little more speed, but I don't see making the swings so wild. I see you going, well, let's increase accuracy by everything across the board by 10%. Just as a small number, and see what kind of data we get out of that. And if it is, I don't think it can be both necessarily, though. I guess it could be, but that's why I'm asking the question. I don't understand I don't understand the purpose of it. I really don't.
No. I mean, if you're going to do something like that, for example, if you want to make it fun, increase the accuracy to the point that you can always hit a certain point on another tank, and that certain point creates the right condition for a Roman candle, or what do you guys call it? Ammo rack. Right? So the fun bit is you blow the turret off the enemy. Big flames, woohoo!
Yeah.
Because you got that little red dot
Yeah.
that comes up and go. If you hit that, it'll automatically blow the turret off. That's fun, blowing each other's turrets off. But using the accuracy.
I think they understand. I think they understand though that it's not World of Tanks if you get that much accuracy. There's a point at which it stops becoming World of Tanks because whether you hate it or like it, RNG and dispersion are a central game mechanic to this game.
Yeah, it becomes Call of Duty. Then,
sure, it's a different. It's just a different game, right? It's just a different game. I think they missed a huge opportunity. I don't understand why they haven't had some kind of EBR racing event.
Oh, there you go. I mean, utilize those wheels players' skills in a mode that is fun for them to play. I say that because I can't play the bloody things properly.
Yeah. The Watt plus customer. So Wayne has a different opinion of it as far as it's just a different mode, play it and move on, and there is that. But every time though I see these modes, I just wonder. It's an opportunity cost thing. What could they have been doing with that time?
Yeah,
bouncing tanks or working on putting another map in or whatever.
Yeah,
to the main game. You can't overthink it. There are bonds. I get that part of it. I'm more trying to work out in my brain what wargaming thinks they're getting out of it, because they're not going to do anything that they don't have a reason to do. So and maybe they have the idea, or it's known to them, or they've got the data that as long as they keep some of these extra modes going along, that keeps people more engaged, and maybe it does.
Okay.
There's a big difference between, and I mentioned it in the video, and we'll get to this point as well later. There's a huge difference between people who play as much as we do and watch as much as we do, and almost the entire rest of the community.
Yeah, I get that it's a dip in, dip out for a lot of people. I get that.
Right.
And so to keep the interest going, dip in and new mode, I'll try that.
Yeah, but goof around with it.
Then, yeah.
Now Wayne, I think he plays a lot. It's something to do, and he's going to grab the bonds. You put bonds up, I'm going to go do that. Whatever, it's something to do. So I get that too.
Yeah.
I'm just more curious. Like, all right, what exactly do they think they're getting out of it? Is
Well,
it simply those?
You know full well that these decisions are made at board level because it's obviously introducing something into the game that's quite big in the way of the resources that need to go behind it. So they're boardroom level decisions, and boardroom level decisions are only made with a bottom line in mind. It's all about how do we encourage people to spend money on this game,
or a longer term goal in terms of, all right, let's test these things. At which point, my question that still remains, like, okay, how do you get good data out of a test that radically different? Or is it just simply something to goof around with? I don't know. Could be overthinking it, as someone said. Very possible. This game has lasted too long.
Next.
Wayne doesn't like this subject. All right, let's see. Well, I guess we'll get into it. Shall we just get into it? There's a lot here. So 120.1. Hey, Pilgrim, did you hear there's a patch coming?
When? Crikey, they've just had one.
Pretty soon. Yeah, pretty soon.
Oh.
There's Japanese. There's Japanese TDs. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, just when they've nerfed all the maps for TDs. Okay, that's cool.
That's right. Let's not go into there. This is test 2. Let me get, where is this thing? Patch notes. What the? There we go. So we've got pre-battle preparation time has been decreased from 60 to 45 seconds. Oh, that's Onslaught. Never mind. It's like, wait a minute, what? Let me go to the actual original article here. Did they update it? Sort of. Pass Sandra, recon mission, yada yada. Here we go. All right. So we've got Battle Pass collections coming. That is uncontroversial, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So far.
Okay. Is anyone mad about the Battle Pass collection? Okay.
Not so far. That's good.
I don't see any chats about that. All right. Slots in the garage for credits. That makes me so angry. No. Anybody mad about slots in the garage for credits? Let me just throw this one out at you. Are you angry? This is actually important, my friends. Sometime in the past, if you spent money on this game and say you bought a premium, you paid money, real world money, for your slots. Maybe you even bought the garage slot thing. Do you feel like you've been sold out by the company because they're now available for credits? Think hard about this and your stance on the rest of the things. Think hard about this. It's a slap in the face, Clippy, to the entire gaming community.
Yeah.
I think Clippy understands where I was going with that. All right. Main changes. That's always a good button. I press that over and over and over, and it goes nowhere. Inside joke. Onslaught returns. Anybody mad about Onslaught? Anybody mad about Onslaught? I think. All right, so we can kind of start talking about that one. I'm not mad about it, but I really don't think that their changes are going to do what they want them to do. What am I trying to say? Their changes aren't going to do what they think they're going to do.
Yeah.
The intent here.
I think the role skill thing is just. It's not going to do what they think it's going to do.
It just doesn't. It really just doesn't. This is still, I believe. We'll see. Again, I always leave the door open that I'm wrong. I think it's still going to be a heavy tank game. I agree, Cliffy. What's with the gimmicks? Can it just be 7v7?
And that's it. We
Yeah.
don't need power-ups and all the rest of the rubbish.
We don't need towers that you capture and special powers and extra hit points and what, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Redcoat. I think Onslaught remains a heavy brawl near the cap with some mediums being viable and obviously assault TDs or TDs. So I don't see it changing from what it was last time with this. It will take you a little longer to grind down the tanks as they've added 25% hit points.
Yeah.
So you're going to have more skills used because so really the gimmicks are going to come heavier and faster. Some of them are available right at the beginning that you had to wait for. Their cooldowns faster. Some of them have changed, which seems to be more or less more powerful. 25% more hit points. Consumables are faster. So really it's just more magic power-ups.
Yeah.
So they're not. I like that they're thinking about it. Like, well, how do we make these other tanks viable and make people want to play light tanks and stuff? Well, you're gimping your team if you do. That's just the way it is. Now, good players can certainly still have fun and play a scout or whatever, but really, you're still going to have people typing very angry comments every time you load in a scout or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the onslaught thing. To be honest, I don't know what you would do. Anybody have any ideas? What would you do with a 7v7 to make a light tank viable? I don't think there is anything you could do unless you gave them really outsized bonuses for spotting or assist damage. Like so much so that it incentivized people to play them. And even then, I still don't think that would necessarily work.
No, I mean, because you would have to alter the role for those tanks, for the light tanks. You would have to make, the benefit of running a light tank 10 times more than it would be for a heavy. And
Right.
you'd have to run it on maps like Grand Battle maps. You would have to have the huge maps
Yeah.
for the light to have that flexibility and be able to be used. Stick him on Himmelsdorf. What's the point?
Grand Battle Ranked would be hilarious.
That would be, wouldn't it?
Grand Battle Ranked with just the normal rules.
That'd be cool.
That's not a bad idea. I like that
Yep.
idea.
7 versus 7
On maps
on a map.
that not many people know No, not 7
No.
to 7. I'm talking the 30 versus 30.
Oh, the 30.
Just
oh, yeah,
leave
okay,
it.
that'd
Leave
be
it.
cool.
You just leave it
That'd be
grand
cool.
battle, and just
Yeah.
it's a ranked and it's on the grand battles maps.
Yes. Now that would be something to see.
Yeah. No changes in rules. That's just it. How about tier 8 ranked, tier 6 ranked, tier 7
Yes.
ranked, tier 9
Give
ranked,
everybody an opportunity.
tier 5 ranked?
Imagine that. Imagine that. Say you started at a tier 5. Imagine players being ranked at tier 5 and the incentive to maintain that ranking all the way up the tiers. That would incentivize people to play it. 'Cause
So
they
a
go,
progressive ranked. So start at
Yeah.
tier 5, and then
Yeah.
each season is the next tier.
Yes. And then and the bragging rights you get from being number 1 in tier 5, you're going to fight hard to be number 1 in tier 6 and fight hard to be number 1 in tier 7. And you could correspondingly add bonuses to the getting to that level. So the top 5 people get X amount of whatever.
Yeah.
Do you know, there's so many ways you can make that really, really interesting to do.
Yeah. I've never understood. I've mentioned it many, many times over the years. Well, I'm going to say I never understood. I actually understand, but at the same time, devil's advocate, I don't understand why they don't do this. Everything has to be for them tier 10.
Yeah.
Right? All their modes,
Yeah.
all their contests, everything is always tier 8's problematic for a lot of stuff because there are so many just completely overpowered premiums involved. Ranked, tech tree only.
Yeah. Absolutely. No specials, nothing.
Yeah. Or a week of I don't even care if you call it ranked. I wish they would kind of stick with one name for these kinds of things,
Yeah.
but whatever. You know, a week-long contest at a tier for only tech tree tanks. A week-long contest at a tier for only premium tanks or whatever. You know, just there's so many. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Endless, aren't they? Yeah, no, absolutely.
But they go back to the same old thing, and then they try to. Then they're like, oh, people don't want to play scouts or some of the lighter skin mediums or SPGs. What can we do? Well, we do these little tweaks on Onslaught, and of course, there's nothing. It's not going to be any different.
I mean, I don't know if Pig's taking this seriously because he's saying rank should be for RT only. I don't think Pig's taking this seriously at all.
Dude, why not? Why not a week, 1 week of RT only ranked? Talk about an absolutely hilarious mode.
Imagine all the French artilleries running around everywhere because nobody's going to play anything else, are they?
Oh, who knows? I don't know. Let gamers figure it out. It would be hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. Ranked RT only. Well, why not? Like, seriously, though, why not? There's no...
Yeah, why not?
Absolutely
You're
hilarious.
going to have modes. If you're going to do modes or you're going to have ranked, you could have well, as you said, the possibilities are endless.
I mean,
Never having this stale old one after one, you know?
I'm imagining the RT only ranked in my brain right now. 15v15. So screw 7v7. 15v15.
Yeah.
Tier 10 arties. Timer goes off. Bat chat 155-58s are raging
Exactly.
forward. You know,
French arty going scouting.
the big ones are all the guns are going up. They're all looking around, and as soon as stuff got lit, it would just be a.
Yeah. It'd be Armageddon, wouldn't it? It'd be Armageddon. I mean, the first arty gets hit 15 times. Boom!
And you know those little things where it shows arties hitting on the mini map? It would be like.
Oh man, that would be so much fun.
Dude, that would be fantastic, man. And you know, it's a week or it's a weekend. You know what? Start as a weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Evenings. 15v15. RT only ranked. Some awards at the end. And let the absolute chaos begin.
Yeah. Keep them out of puppies anyway, wouldn't it?
Then you could do ninja ranked. Light tanks only.
Yes. Yeah, couldn't you?
And Proc, Malnovka, some of the... Well, actually, whatever. Who cares? Put all the damn maps in it.
Yeah.
Or pick several. You could, just like total ninja light tank ranked. You got to take your light tank
Yeah.
and build it to whatever's the stealthiest thing, and just it would be chaos too.
Just to outspot the enemy would
Yeah,
be cool,
yeah.
wouldn't it?
Hey, hold on a second.
Went through basic training.
Oh God, hold on, guys. Got to send my.
Oh, yeah, blues.
Hold
Ram
on,
battle lights only. That would be awesome.
dude. That would be awesome. Sorry, guys. I got to send my son some money through the modern conveniences of. Our
Don't forget my cut. Don't forget my 5%.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
No, Wayne. Mom's not coming on the stream. No.
Me,
I'm
mom.
not being supplanted.
I should do that. That'd be funny. The thing is, she's so hard of hearing, man. It's hilarious. Here's
Pardon?
so who's got elderly. All right, good to go. Who's got
Knees?
elderly?
Elderly knees?
No, yeah. Relatives. And tell me again. I'm trying to multitask here. I'll be okay. Tell me if this is familiar. You sit down with the person. You start to talk to them, and they go what? And then you're louder, and then they go what? And then you're louder, and they go oh, and they answer, and they say, "Oh, I'm sorry, I don't have my hearing aids in."
Yep. Ah, dear.
Here's an idea. Put them in.
Yeah. Like when you get up in the morning, you know,
Yeah.
once you've had your first coffee, pop them in. That helps.
I think, to be fair, a lot of times they're not that comfortable and people don't like it and all that. But yeah, right, Patriot? I think.
My father-in-law, while you're thinking, used to have his attached to his glasses. So immediately he would take his glasses off, he became blind and deaf. He's back on, Daddy. You can't hear me. Put your glasses back on.
Back on. Oh, man. The world's more comfortable when you can't. Yeah, well, that's a good point, Redcoat. I mean, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I've always said when I get old.
Older.
I'm going to relish that seeming ability, that superpower that the elderly have of saying whatever the guy want.
Yeah, that happened yesterday. I was quite pleased with myself. I kicked in the old man attitude yesterday.
Yeah.
My granddaughter tripped. She was poking me in the ear while I was trying to do something with a bit of paperwork. And my youngest granddaughter was like, "Granddad, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing?" Like that. And then she stepped back, tripped, and fell over. And then the house show went, "Oh my goodness, what have you done?" I said, "I haven't done anything, and if she's going to act like that, you can all bugger off home."
Get out of my house!
Get out of the house. Get off my grass.
And don't step on the grass.
Yeah. Oh dear.
Aw, dog. I don't know. That's not bad, is it?
That's a good thing, that it.
Oh man. All right, what were we doing? We were complaining about 1.2. This is way too much levity for the end of the world.
Yeah, we need to be serious.
There's too
about
much
this. This is the end of the
jocularity.
world.
Too much jocularity here.
That's it.
We're talking about the end of what? I mean, we already discussed the possibility that when it burns down, it will burn down the rest of the games on your hard drive. So let's just serious up a little bit here, all right?
Yeah.
So what else is not controversial?
Controversy would be real.
Yeah. I gotta scroll all the way up. I wish I had a main button. I could just go right back to the top. Hold on. There it is. Okay, perfect. Wait, okay. That's what I wanted. Rico. Nope, that's a little controversy. Perks is the perk system. Is there controversy there? You don't know? Pilgrim, you froze.
Well,
you're back.
I'm sort of, I'm trying to mull this one over. I think it's a personal opinion. If there's controversy.
Okay, we'll get to it. Japanese tank destroyers are about. We already talked about that. A new line. Is that are we mad about that? Is everybody mad about that, or is that okay?
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm mad that they've nerfed the TD spots on the maps, and then they're bringing a TD line in. So, yeah, I'm mad about that. Yeah, I am actually. I'm mad about that.
Well, good news. They're assault TDs. Bad news. They can't really do assault TD stuff because the armor sucks. But anyway, that's a different subject.
There you go.
We talked about Onslaught, Watt Plus. Okay. Which one do we want to tackle first, Pilgrim? Let's talk about Recon Mission. Yeah, let's just talk about Recon Mission. Because that's actually one that's going to be kicked down the road. It will show up in 1.20.1, but it shows up as a, what's it called? Recon Mission.
Yeah.
So it's a test. Right now it's a test of a test.
Yeah.
Then it will be a test. This is only a test.
Yeah.
Of the end of the world as we know it. But it's got dynamic stuff crashing, and I think people have played it. The details I have about it right now from you guys only is it happens at the same time on the map, right? In the same place, so it's...
Yeah.
What is it?
It's avoidable.
Avoidable and predictable, I guess, at the same time. I'm honestly not a giant fan of that. Basically, I like the idea of dynamic maps. But I suppose if you know it's going to happen and when it's going to happen, then you can adjust your gameplay on that map to either take advantage of it or to whatever not, I guess.
Well, here's the thing. Will people, and have people, avoided going to those areas because of that situation? And so it has changed the gameplay.
That's the question. I don't know.
Yeah.
Some of the guys who have done... Some of the guys that have done common tests might have an idea about that. So that will be there, and once the arcade cabinet comes in 1.20.1, Recon Mission, I'll probably play some and just see what the heck is going on with it. And that's really all there is to say about that one. I could do, like I said, I could do without it. I'd like to see smaller changes than big dynamic explodey things, but we'll see. Watch skill write a proc train. Can you write it? That's pretty funny, actually. Can you somehow get on?
Oh, that would be interesting.
Does it ram your tank and push you along? That's funny.
Man, you know what? Okay, that'd be just funny. That'd just be funny. You'd get a lot of toxic chat for messing the game up. Your fault we lost that game because you were pissing about with that train, but it'd be so funny.
Get in front of the train and it moves you. So,
yeah.
Put your mouse in front of the train, and then the train pushes you along, and then you ram somebody else.
Yeah, that'd be good. You can make those noises as you're going along.
Choo choo.
You'd be in your FV. Your FV would do it anyway. With that skin.
Now, I've been shooting airplanes down in my tank for 10 years, or however many years the airplanes have been around. I guess it's more like 6 or 7 or whatever since they put those in. And I've never once made one crash, but I'm pretty excited that now that I'm going to make one crash on Malinovka.
Yeah.
No, proc, not Malinovka.
Yeah.
The best way to increase longevity of the game would be to unintentionally reroll everyone's account in the patch and then accidentally... Heisenberg, you are a freaking genius.
Yeah. But let everybody keep their premium time. That would work.
That would be hilarious. Just reroll. Just let them keep their tanks, but reroll everything. Or maybe not even let them keep their tanks. Recon, time a charge immediately behind a crash or explosion. You get to a new location, you get advantage, but players will soon get used to it and adapt. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So that's that one. Man, we're getting dangerously close to that which shall not be spoken, Pilgrim.
Oh, are we?
Should we talk about Watt Plus? See, they're really tied together because there's a couple things on these two things that I think are pretty funny. Let's talk Watt Plus.
Yes, let's talk the plus. The plus word.
Watt Plus. First, let's frame the discussion in terms of the histrionics and the hysteria. Holy crap, man!
Yeah.
All right, so let me go over here. The resistance is growing. Let's just look at some of the titles of these videos. Will this destroy the game? The end.
Yeah.
Players, we heard you. Okay, that's okay. They did sort of. They actually, to be honest, they did to some extent. Boycott. Update. Wargaming's response. Backlash. Wargame cares about people's feedback. That was Skills based on his survey. WTF. Wargaming didn't listen. Okay, wait a minute. They did and they didn't.
But it depends on your point of view, isn't it?
Wargaming did not listen.
They diddly do that, didn't they?
Yeah. Wargaming, watch, I'll show you how stupid your dispersion is. Wargaming listened. I thought they didn't. Big update. Changes in what? Are you effing kidding me, I think. Must be joking. Okay. My thoughts on what? Somehow you're surprised. Okay. Jingles actually got in. I don't know what he said. Wargaming wants 9 per month. Watt Plus is pay to win. Wargaming, please stop. Hey, Bonzi Duck. Bonzi has a video on the list. My video didn't make. How come my video didn't make the list? In my humble opinion, okay. To be fair on these, some of them are more balanced than others. Biggest Watt. I hate these things. These. I can reactor. It is on the forum. And it goes there. Killing the future of Watt with a gun. Okay. Total madness. Crew insanity. Pay more, win more. I'm spotted too long. He's not spotted enough. Pay to rent. Enough is enough. Boycott. Who asked? Need to listen. Here lies World of Tanks. Death by Wargaming Suicide. No, no, no. Please stop. I don't care anymore. Russian stuff that's angry. Holy cow.
I mean, we're on. I think in the forum we're on what 4 pages, 4 pages of these videos on the forums. I love the caveat that the guy who's actually done this has put on there. Wargaming, do you think you made the players base mad enough? Keep pushing. Oh dear.
So let's talk about that though.
Yeah.
What are the angry bits here? Honestly, think about this honestly for just a moment. What are we angry about?
See, that's the problem. What are we angry about? Because is it that they're charging us $9 a month for Plus? Is it? I don't know.
Here's something to think about, and it may come as a shock to everybody. You don't actually have to buy a Watt Plus.
Really? I thought it was mandatory.
I don't know. I'm just kind of.
I thought if you want to win, you have to buy Watt Plus.
But I won't be competitive, man. Really?
I mean, I sit and do.
Are you now?
And yeah, do you hear me now?
No, are you competitive now?
Oh yes. Oh, absolutely. With all the field mods and everything else, and the crews and all these changes and all this. I don't give a shit. I just go out and play the tank.
Also, let's dial it further back, because I think this is a really important and interesting, in my opinion, thought problem. What is the definition of competitive to each person? Is there first of all, is there a common enough definition for that term to matter? Is it purely your definition of competitive? Is it the Unicum's term of competitive, as in order to maintain my position in the top 0.01%, I have to do X, Y, and Z to be competitive? Does that term or definition extrapolate down to the vast majority of players? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, we can. If you boil this right down to the very, very nth degree basics, it's just a pixel game. Why are people so invested in complaining about this? Is it going to change their whole lives to such a degree? Apart from those who monetize it, who are earning a wage out of it, is it going to change anybody's life to such a degree that they need to do this much?
You touched on a great point on that second part. Now let's say that you do believe you've got to do these things to be competitive. Is that true? Is there a massive difference between running all bounty equipment and all bond equipment? Bounty equipment, which is available to, was available to free to play. To be honest, my argument loses a little bit, because I think now in Battle Pass you can't actually get bond or bounty equipment. But you know what? Can we just disregard this free to play thing? This gatekeeping about how I'm protecting the free to play players. I don't know how many true free to play actually exist in the wild. It's a nice theory, and I'm certain there are some. But how many are there really that haven't spent any money on this game?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think everybody, with the exception of a very small percentage, everybody has paid some money into this game one way or the other. If it's premium time or it's a little bit of gold, free to play is a misnomer. It's not free to play. I don't think anybody. There's probably a 0.00001% who's never spent a penny on the game. Absolutely. In 9, 10, 12 years, whatever.
And even free to play, even the free to play folks can often have a significant amount of pay to play stuff like premium time and things like that.
Yeah.
Pig makes a point. You can be outbuilt, but the question is, are you outplayed? You're outbuilt now.
That's the point. Yeah, there's people who will min-max. I mean, I don't. I just can't be bothered spending the time to min-max everything. But there's people who can do that.
I mean, we're literally saying, and there's a big difference between what people feel and what is true sometimes. Is there really that big a difference between bounty and bond equipment?
I don't think. I think if you've got two very skilled players, let's say two 60% players, two unicorns, one has bond equipment, one has purple equipment or whatever. One has that equipment advantage. Maybe, just maybe, there's a slight advantage. I don't think there's a huge advantage in any of that at all. Because you've got so much more to consider. You've got the gameplay, the RNG, the dispersion, the team you're with, the deployment you go into. There's a million other things to take into account than just equipment or field mods or whatever it is you've done to your tank and your crew. I don't see it being a game changer. I don't see it making me a 52% player a 60% player because I've got purple equipment. It doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, there's no doubt that for really good players, this will be quite the boon. The people who want to pay the money will obviously be able to move their bonds around. So I'm not poo-pooing that that's an advantage.
No.
I'm just saying I don't think it's nearly the advantage that's being made out to be for the entirety of the population. And so then that goes back to the videos and the hysteria around it and histrionics about it, of the gatekeeping of these very good players, about do it for the children of Watt. It comes down to something like this. I'm so good, I don't want this advantage because then I'm going to beat you harder.
Exactly. That's where all this noise is at.
Okay. I find that to be silly. I do.
Yeah, I think that's a presumption on people. If that's the case, that's a presumption on people's parts which have no place in this game. If that's
it's just the all the gatekeeping it's just absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, isn't it?
Because it goes to this, it goes then on to the skill thing as well, to the horrors and gnashing of teeth about the skill thing.
Yeah.
Jeez, man, it's as we've talked about, it's more fun to me to watch the industry around the industry sometimes than to watch the actual game, because it's just absolutely, in my opinion anyway, hilarious. So I guess at the end of the day, here's Guido's opinion. I don't think moving bond equipment for free does that much to change the game. I think it can on occasion move the needle here and there. But guess what? If you pay your $9, you too can move your bond equipment. So that's the price of admission, guys.
Yeah.
And $9 a month compared to a lot of other things really isn't that much. And yes, it's a monetization by Wargaming trying to get more money out of you.
It's not a business, is it? Is it really a business? I thought it was just a free thing that people got, like, I don't know, LibreOffice to replace Microsoft Office. But nothing.
It's a greedy corporation. Correct.
Yeah.
Welcome to adulthood. Buy it or don't, man.
Exactly that. All right. Like we said, the genuine, honest to goodness, absolute 100% free-to-play player is so rare in this game that actually it's not going to impact anybody, because people will, yes, people don't like spending money, but they're not free to play.
And they're definitely at a disadvantage. Yeah, you are not out any gameplay mechanics. The gameplay mechanics are the same. You are out progression, and you are out potentially some of the gear, although theoretically you can more or less get everything in this game without spending money. Yeah. Time is the problem.
Yeah. Yes.
Time.
That's the one.
Purely time. Sometimes there are pay gates that you will not get through. That is true for some equipment here and there, but generally you can get just about all the equipment.
Yeah.
You get yourself to tier 10, play a tier 10, and provided you can make enough credits at other tiers, because that's a problem, you can build up some bonds, and you too can have bond equipment on your favorite tier 10.
Yeah. Might take you 6, 7, 8 years to get
20, 30, 50.
Whatever. But it's not beyond the realms of possibility. It's not gated against you.
Yeah.
It's just made very difficult to get there quickly.
Absolutely. 100%. You are at a disadvantage in time. And sometimes in equipment. This has changed a little bit along the years, and it kind of goes back and forth sometimes. But for example, Battle Pass is a good example. You're not getting bounty equipment now unless you pay.
Unless you pay.
That's true. Yes. That is 100% true.
Yeah.
So there's a piece of equipment that's gated behind money for you.
Yeah.
Well, greed is a good thing. I'll chuck that out as red meat. Everybody operates on greed. It's the reason you get up and you attempt to make something. Otherwise, you'd sit around and hang out on your couch because you are what would I say? You are so ethically pure that you have no greed in you.
Yeah, well, you see, it's human nature to see something and want it, isn't it? So, by definition, greed is within human nature. It's if you're over greedy, yeah, okay, we get that. But greed makes the motivation.
Correct.
So people are not motivated unless they.
This is what's funny though, because people are like, "Well, I'm not greedy." Well, you are. You're just not overly greedy.
Overly greedy,
right?
Yeah,
but
exactly.
you are greedy because you have needs and you want to fulfill them, and very often as a human you want to fulfill them before the other guy. Now you may have close relatives and acquaintances that you're willing to share with and be less greedy with, but in the general scheme of things across the world, you are greedy because you're a human.
Absolutely.
That's how it works.
Absolutely.
So you got to.
There's a very rare person who goes, "No, actually, I don't want that. You have it."
Right.
You know,
the problem is when greed is attached to power.
Exactly.
That's and power that is unchecked.
Yes.
That is backed by law, which is then backed usually by weapons. That's the kind of greed that can become a problem.
Yeah.
Good news, Pilgrim. Wargaming cannot force you to buy World of Tanks Plus.
Now, isn't that good news?
Yet.
That good news? That's
Yet.
Yes. You can play the game without having to spend money on $9 a month. You can play the game. It's fine. It will work. That's good.
Yeah. All right, so that is kind of the Watt. What else is in Watt Plus? Was there anything else important in that? I don't. What else?
Decals?
The excluded map. Somebody mentioned the excluded map might change the matchmaker potentially. Intensive crew regimen. Some people are a little bit bent about the passive crew. I don't even know why they put that in there, to be honest, but okay. Oh, I know.
I can't see excluding a third map will make that great a difference. I mean, personally, I don't exclude any maps.
I think if you're
suck it up, buttercup.
I think if you're a 3 marker, depending on some of the tank types, that's a boon for you because now you can exclude one more map that might be problematic for your 3 marking. Okay, fair enough. Go for it. Not worried about that.
Goose is in the house.
What's up? Oh, is he really? Goose, what's up, man? How's things?
He's still awake. He's still awake from being up all night, man.
Oh my gosh, what the heck, man? I missed this. Artillery with the resub, thanks. Pilgrim with the resub, thank you. Much appreciated. We're talking about the Wattpocalypse, Goose. I am busily. I don't know what your opinion of it is, but I have been getting a very large laugh off of the hysterical reaction. The intensive crew regimen is that's mobile gaming crap. That's all that is. They brought in a mobile gaming kind of mechanic and tossed it in their game for whatever reason. And then the exclusive rental vehicle, I don't know what that looks like, to be honest, whether that's a good tank or not a good tank. To be honest, out of all the things in Watt Plus that sort of irritate me, and I glossed over the 500 gold, we'll talk about that in a second. The exclusive rental one's kind of the one I'm like, all right, is this another overpowered Tier 9 beast, or is it just average? I don't know how good it is. That's the question.
Well, you won't know until it hits the game, will you? So
yeah,
whatever. I mean, how many overpowered premium rental tanks have we had? You just you move along and get on with it, and it'll be an outlier as always.
Now, if the gold wasn't there, I would say $9 a month might be a little stiff for what you're getting, but there is a gold reserve, and you can theoretically get 500 per week. I think we did the math.
We did the
last
math. It's
week.
A lot of games.
Yeah, it was 100 to 150, depending on how good you are. Maybe
Yeah.
slightly less if you're very good.
Diablo seems to think it's not very good.
Diablo says it's bad.
Yeah.
Now, so if it's average to not very good, whatever. That's fine. It would suck if it's really good. I don't think it's a deal breaker for me. But yeah, you're getting gold. So for your $9, you're spending $120 a year, right? Slightly less. You're getting 26,500 gold, provided you play that much, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's say you got half of it, 12,500. That's $50. So for the other 50, 60, $70, you're getting those other benefits. I don't know, man. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, for the gold alone, given that any player who plays that much, it's a worthwhile thing. If you're a dip in and dip out, I don't think it's going to benefit you in that respect.
Right.
You know, the gold.
Yeah, yeah.
But definitely, if you're a player that plays.
In that case, all you're buying is the demounting, the crew training,
Yeah.
the rental vehicle, the excluded map,
Yeah.
all that stuff, which may or may not be worth it to you. And I don't know if you know this, Pilgrim, but you can actually choose to do this or not.
No.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
You see, I'm on a learning curve every day here.
Well, in Florida, we do have a law that says you must remain competitive in your gaming environments, which means
Absolutely.
you have to spend the money to be competitive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or we feed you to a game,
Hence, I'm going to sit down afterwards and do all the field mods.
or
All
we
the crew changes,
Yep.
everything else that
Yep.
I'm going to.
We
sit
feed
for the
you to
next
a
5 hours
gator.
doing that.
We actually feed
Yeah.
you to a gator if you don't do it.
I've heard that, yes, and I believe
Mm-hmm.
it would be quite unusual in the UK because we don't have a lot of gators.
Now let's talk about that Goose just said, because let's talk about it from the angle of the game itself. In terms of, I was really surprised to see that from Wargaming. And for the top end of players, that's probably the biggest draw of this thing, is that they can move their bond equipment around. Now, the repercussions of that for the rest of the system, as far as all the standard equipment people would buy or the bounty equipment, right now with bond equipment, you sort of put it on your competitive. If you're top end competitive, as in definition of competitive being, I do a lot of the ranked stuff. I do 77 tournaments. I do that kind of stuff. That level of competitive. You would build out a few tanks and you would grind bonds to do that. This seems very self-defeating to some extent in terms of wargaming incentivizing people to grind bonds.
Yeah.
I'm a bit, so that surprises me a bit. Sutek
Yeah.
says, Gators my arse, saltwater crocs. Yeah, crocs are
Saltwater crocs.
saltwater crocs are scary, man. I've told the story multiple times. I went down to Australia and flew in a big exercise called Pitch Black. It was all night, so it's a LFE, large force. So you're talking 30, 40, 50 airplanes in the air at one time.
Wow. Okay.
And it was over the outback out of Tyndall. It's actually Tyndall AAF or whatever, Australian Air Force, AAAF, however they do it. And we flew with a loaded 9mm because if we had to eject out over the Northern Territories, the water's full of crocs. And I just laughed. I'm like, okay, let's say you managed to kill one,
Oh yeah.
which is doubtful with a 9mm and
Yeah.
9 rounds,
Yeah.
whatever it carried, 8, 9 rounds, I don't remember. But the thing about it is, if you go in the water, they will come get you.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Around here, you can swim and 99,999 times an alligator will ignore you.
All right.
A saltwater croc will not ignore you.
No.
No.
You're definitely dinner.
Yeah,
You're
it
definitely
will
dinner.
come it will come take you out. There's, it's crazy.
You only have to do that. What's the name of that character? Film.
Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to do what he does, don't you?
Yeah,
Wrestle with it, stab it in the eyes with a big knife.
that's right.
Pull that a knife?
This is a knife.
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, back to Watt Plus. Where were we?
Yeah, we were.
Oh, just the
we were
whole
saying-
effect of the moving the bond equipment on the game. Very surprising to
Yeah.
me that Wargaming did that. I think it really upsets their incentive model, I guess. This is the way to say it. As people said, you could buy, probably people have a lot of bond equipment anyway that's trapped on tanks. Essentially, it's just on the tanks they want. Now they can just, if they're going to go play a tier 8 or a tier 6 or whatever, they can chuck it on there and off they go because it's free. Very kind of surprising right there. But again, back to the beginning of this, I don't think in the grand scheme of things that changes much in terms of the game.
I think if you when you look at the mechanic for doing it free, to change your equipment free and all the rest of it, the monetization part of that is that eventually people are going to run out of those and they're going to have to buy more. So you'll get to a point where you'll have to make a decision whether to spend real money to buy those equipment changing, what do they call, whatever they're called. So it's all about, as you said, it's all about making money, because at the moment they're giving us 12 free demounting kits, which is it's next to nothing. But most of us have got hundreds of demounting kits, but they're going to run out at some point. Maybe they won't be.
I don't think demounting kits don't work for bond equipment. I don't think.
Oh no, they don't.
No,
they don't. Of course they don't.
No.
Yeah, right.
That's why this is so significant.
I stand corrected.
Because moving bond equipment was always with bonds, so
gold.
It became big. Could you do it with gold? I know you do it with bonds.
How was it? No, it's just bond.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
right.
and it's not inexpensive
Thank
either.
you.
It's actually a significant amount of bonds for what you're doing.
Right.
That's why this is so kind of crazy.
All right.
But
Now
that being
I
said,
understand.
that being said, in terms of the gameplay and the game, it's not going to destroy the game. It's not going to overpower anything. Anyone at that level that's moving that much bond equipment around is already probably pretty good at the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
3 markers probably tend to do that anyway. They just accept that they're going to have to move their stuff around. So.
See, that's the thing with bonds. I've only ever used them for 2 things. One, to purchase bond tanks, and the other to pay for directives, because you can use bonds to put directives on. So
I don't spend any bonds on directives. I have bought some bond equipment here and there, and I have a stack of it. You can't see it now, but I've got 46,000 bonds right now. But I've kind of saved around because sometimes they'll have a black market that has bonds, and there may be a tank I want.
Yeah.
So, and I have bought some tanks for bonds just for the collection. I've done that before. As far as making them better, the thing is, it makes everybody better. If you have any bond equipment, which even average players who've played a lot have bond equipment.
Yeah.
So so you pay your $9 and you move them around. That's my point. There's going to be no difference. It's not like the Gatekeeper Super Unicums that we have apparently right now, which was a surprise to me, are going to automatically increase their win rate by 3, 5, 10%. It's not happening.
No, it's not going to do that, is it? It's just a mechanic to make things, I guess, slightly easier to do.
Yeah.
For those who want to do it.
All right, that brings us then to the big one. The big one.
Do the drum roll. Where's your Steam thing?
Oh man, I don't know if I have drums anymore. What do I have? Let's see what I have. How about a jet?
Yeah, that'll do.
Did that work? I can't even hear it. Why can't I hear
I don't know. I've got you turned down.
I don't
can't hear you.
Who have a cheer. Yay, hooray, hooray. No, that will boo. Boo. I don't think these are going across. Nope, no one's hearing a damn thing because for some reason Stream Deck has decided to change all of the...
I have all my bonds in my lorry. I do.
Goose, doesn't it drive you crazy when Stream Deck and OBS and everything changes all your audio output crap? Drives me crazy. He's probably smarter than I am, and he goes in and checks it because he's more professional and he actually does this more.
Yeah, Goose does noises. He does noises.
Yeah. It's crazy. All right, he probably has a checklist that he goes through. Me, I just wing it. I wing it.
Yeah. How we roll on this channel.
Pilgrim, are you so mad about the reworked crew perk system?
The only thing that I'm mad about is that it would involve me having to think a bit more. And I just don't want to do that. I don't want to have to use brain cells.
Just so you guys are aware, Pilgrim and I are working on a pilgrinomic system by which you can reset all of your crews, and for 5 years, and it will pay you gold.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
More to come. More to come.
Yeah.
That's
We'll get there.
we've dug deeply into the crew system, and we have a way that you'll be able to get gold and massages.
Yes.
Right.
Massages with Seventh Heaven.
And a face
I'm
mask.
not advertising or sponsored. I'm not sponsored by Seventh
And a
Heaven.
face mask. Yeah.
You get a face mask.
Get a face mask.
Free.
All right. All kidding aside, and I have taken the mickey out of everyone in their videos and this whole situation, I will say, absolutely, without any qualification, the 12 retraining thing plan was ridiculous. I mean, that was a non-starter. I can't believe it was even thought to be good enough. I don't know if it was some kind of long game to trick us and then make Wargaming look magnanimous, because I doubt that. I think it was just dopiness on an epic scale.
Yeah.
So I will give everybody credit where credit is due as far as calling Wargaming out on that. That was so stupid. So stupid.
Yeah.
That being said, they backed off of it and they came up with a plan, and in true Wargaming fashion, shot themselves in the foot in another unforced error.
Yeah.
All they had to do was just reset everybody's crew skills.
Yes.
Now,
Simple, isn't it?
let's
I don't know.
let's think that through though, and again be devil's advocate to some extent. You're a completely casual player. You don't even know this is happening.
No.
You have no idea. You are probably the majority of players that they have. Wargaming goes in, resets everybody's crew skills. You log in, your shit's all reset, and now you're sending a ticket.
Yeah. What's happened to my game? What's
Right.
happened? Why did this happen? What's
Right.
happened? My
Right.
crew's all buggered up. What's happened?
So
I mean, I just come to what Pig said there. That's one of the things I loved about this game, that it wasn't a crafting game. You didn't have to craft shit. Now we're getting crafting coming in with equipment, experimental equipment crafting, crews to be changed, and all the rest of it. It's just too much thinking for me.
you don't want to craft the APCR Heat Shell of Darkness Fire Chance plus 25?
No, I don't want to be a wizard. I can't be doing that.
What about the Light Tank Stealth Cloak Camo plus 75%, Speed plus 1 cloak?
I'd rather watch you do that on a YouTube video just to see how it's done, but I ain't doing it. You can have your Manticore with its 99.9% camo stealth cloak of invisibility.
99.9.
From the mountains of Gondor.
99.999, thank you very much.
There you
All right.
go, the other night.
With immunity to orcs.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Yeah, and it bounces APCR.
okay. Now, somebody said, we'll talk about the time. Where's the other thing I wanted to talk to? The setups. Okay. The bonuses. Yeah, they should definitely look at some of those. There's a couple that the guys have found that have dug in there. The idea that those would all be perfect, though, is pretty far-fetched. So critique of that and pushback on those are 100% viable and I think needed. So that's all good. Hopefully they adjust. They've already adjusted a couple of them that people found, so that's fine. But why the just hysterical video on it? Hey, look what we found here. It'd be I don't know.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to.
Yeah.
Everyone's got to get their clicks. This whole thing snowballed into an absolutely farcical level to me, in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah.
It turned into a real shit show, as they say.
It did, didn't
Is
it?
that
It
the
was
only
like-
reason Wargaming listened? I don't know. Maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Again, I'll come back to the some people who've produced these videos haven't an invested reason for producing the
That's true.
videos.
As do I. Yeah. I mean, we're here talking about it, so
Yeah.
I'm getting something out of it because I get to mock it a little bit.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you've got, people don't want the change to be so big that it affects the income streams
Right.
because they can't manage it or match the expectations that they had before because the game changes too big, too much. They're not doing it for altruistic reasons. They're not doing it because they want to protect the player base from shitty changes. They're doing it because it personally affects them.
I think it can be both. I think you can be.
Do you think that those YouTube people, whatever you want to call them, do you think that those that have
we call ourselves content creators? Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
YouTube people, right?
You
think
YouTube people
that there is enough of them out there that go, hey, I'm not doing this for me, guys. I'm doing it for you. I'm doing it to look after your community.
I find that to be quite disingenuous, even if it's somewhat true. You know what I'm saying? That's a little
He's using big words, guys.
That's a little overstated, in my opinion. And if you lay it on too thick, you end up looking like a douche. Right? I mean, don't you really? At the end of the day, even if some of that's true.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can be passionate about the game. You can give wargaming serious and critical,
constructive
criticism. You can even get upset at stuff on occasion, which I have made videos and stuff where I'm like, this is complete BS. I'm not scoffing at it. I'm just saying this one went into a new level.
Yes.
Like this one looked at the whole who was the guy with the Chrysler K video? What's his name? He left. Someone help me in chat. The Chrysler, the whole.
The
hell was his name? Sir Foch.
Sir Foch. Yeah.
This took the Sir Foch thing and said, "Hold my beer."
Yeah.
And we're like, you know what? I feel like we had this collective mass delusion going on, and everyone's like, you know what? That Sir Foch thing was so much fun. Let's do it, but do it more.
Yeah, it could well be, couldn't it? It could be an underlying thing there.
Yeah. That Sir Foch thing's been years ago. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome.
Because that was fun.
That was great. I made so many more views when I was all pissed off about everything.
Oh man.
So let's talk about the retraining piece of it a little bit. We started that whole tangent with that part. So they backed off, and now you have 30 days. All right. For those of you that don't know, I think most of you know this now, but just in case you don't, my understanding now, based on what I read and getting some feedback from the wargaming folks on the CC Discord, is when you log in the first time, a timer starts for 30 days. You have 30 days to reset your crews. All right. Now, break. What that means is 30 days to go in and hit the reset button and bring all. I'll show you. Say you go to your crew here. That's not what I do. Now this is the pain of this, right? You got to go to that tab. I'm in the wrong place, for goodness sake. Hold on. There we go. You got to go to this tab right here, and then you've got to come down here and hit reset. So that's 1 click, 2 click. Set it to this, which will be free, and then hit reset. And now all the experience goes. It doesn't go away. It just goes into the reset bin. Now, you got to do every crew member. So when you say I have 400, crews,
yeah,
that's times 4. I don't know what the average is actually in the game, whether it's times 4 or times 5, somewhere in there, because you got some 3 crew tanks and some 6 and whatever.
Yeah.
Let's call it times 4 just to be conservative. So that's 1,600 crews to reset.
Yeah. That's like a full weekend of just clicking. Do you think I'm going to bother? I ain't going to bother with that.
Well, it's a good
What's gonna
point.
happen?
Because the fact is, if you didn't, it probably wouldn't matter in the big scheme of things.
No.
If you left all your crews the way they are, guys, the honest truth is, if you left every crew the way it is, you would be fine.
Yeah.
Now, nobody really wants to do that because you got new skills and you want to try new builds and you want. So that's absolutely true right there. What's probably going to happen for most people. Well, let me back off on that just for a second and say this. I don't know how many of us there are in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah.
Well, what is the average number of tanks and crews for the average player? The vast majority of players. It's not going to be 700 tanks and whatever I've got, 400 or 500 crews. I don't know, Heisenberg. I'm not sure how that's going to work. That's a great question. So I go through all that and I reset all that stuff. All right, so let's put this out here because I just read this and I thought the wording was interesting and it may mean nothing. But what the article said was train your crews to 3 tanks.
Yeah, that was a point that was made earlier on.
What do you suppose
Why
that
are they doing
means?
all this when we yeah.
No, but what does train your crews to 3 tanks? Meaning that it's a grind? Meaning that, okay, my crew is in the Kari and I want to train it for the tier 8 tech
Or is
tree.
it a gold train? Is it?
Or could you do it through gold? Right. So how does that mechanic work? Are they just going to let us pick 3 tanks for each crew? Or is it one of these things that, okay, now your next grind is to grind this tank, grind this crew in the new tank or something? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah.
Currency not yet announced. Yes. This will be, I was going to say doubloons, but they've already had doubloons. It'll be, I don't know. Gold coin. No, we already have gold coins. Copper coins. I don't know.
However, if you've still got the 5 keys, all your crews will automatically be reset, and you won't have to go in and do that.
And you will automatically win every game for a month.
Yeah.
You will be put in the winner bucket.
Yes. Of which there's only a few.
No longer will you be relegated to the loser bucket when you log in.
Yeah.
That's
or
good.
the draw bucket.
Oh, there's a draw bucket. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What happens in the
very
draw?
far and few between, but it happens.
I'm gonna go on. I'm headed over to the forum and talk about how I got 10 draws in a row. I'm in the draw bucket.
The draw bucket. Dear.
Dude.
Cool.
That's a truth. That's the truth that needs to be exposed. The existence of the draw bucket. You thought the win
it
bucket,
does.
lose bucket was bad.
Yeah.
Wait till you go to the purgatory of the draw bucket, where you are neither allowed to win nor lose.
You're just a non-entity. You're a grey thing in the middle.
But the evil secret of it is it counts as a loss anyway.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's actually secretly a second lose bucket. But you got a draw out of that, mate. Well done. No, but it's a lose, really, isn't it?
That's the punishment lose bucket. If you ever get onto them and you start talking about the lose and win bucket, they secretly put you into the double lose draw bucket.
Yeah. You got 66% chance of losing every game. Dear.
Oh man! All right. All right, let's talk about that. Wayne just talked about the number of skills, and this conversation is connected to the gatekeeping thing and the arguments from good players about how new players won't be able to compete and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I say, Guido says, if you change nothing, it would change nothing about you in terms of how you play and how things are going for you. If you have a 4 or 5 skill crew in this system, you will be as competitive as your skill is.
Yeah.
Your personal skill. Obviously, a 1 or 2 skill, even now, is not as good as a 4 or 5 or 6 skill. There's also some angst about how oh, you can't get all the skills. Okay, so what?
Yeah.
That actually is a good thing, the exponential skill thing, because new players won't get outdistanced. If it wasn't exponential,
yes.
then people with established crews would be so much further ahead, unless you're going to build it such that you can grind through the crew skills fast so new players can get there.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of the exponential thing. You could get to a reasonable crew relatively quickly, and then it was a law of diminishing returns. That was the genius of it. That is the genius of it.
Yeah.
So yes, you are progressing, albeit very slowly. What is this all of a sudden newfound thing about I'm so angry I can't get all the skills? Well, because they're there.
Well, exactly. And it's always been that way. Always been that way.
It has, but no one
Try
worried.
getting a 7-skill crew.
But nobody worried about it because
No.
there weren't any real good skills up there to get.
No.
Right?
And you know, it would take, I don't know, 100 million XP to get there. So nobody really thought about it.
Yeah.
You know, well, 8 per crews. I mean, like you know, you have like 8 skills. Then probably 4 of those skills, or at least 3 of them, are actually no use to you whatsoever anyway.
Well, there is one critical and important exception, and that are the 2 and 3 skill, especially 2 person and 3 person crews.
Yeah, like
especially 2 person crews. That's. I mean, Wargaming's just effing it away in terms of that. A Manicore crew, just make it 3 for goodness sake.
Well,
you know?
like we've said before, make every tank a 4-man crew.
Make every tank a 4. If they just made every tank a 4 or 5, if they really wanted the loader to be a thing, then make every tank have a loader too. You know, but my historical accuracy. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I mean that's been tossed overboard a long time ago.
Yeah, because none of these tanks that we're currently seeing are historical or accurate, are they?
Yeah.
You know, they are semblances of historical tanks, but they're not. Yeah, I get that, Pig. Yeah, I mean, that's quite right. Small tank with a 2-man crew, you need 8 skills, absolutely.
But I really do not agree with the whole, if you do this, then new players will be completely screwed. No.
Well, they'll be on the same playing field as everybody else.
It's
and
the
they
same.
won't know
There's
any
no
different because they haven't been. They haven't got any legacy.
Yeah. Also, why should they actually be immediately competitive?
That's the whole point of the game. You know, you progress, you skill yourself up, you get better.
Yeah.
That's the attraction of the game, surely.
Yeah.
To walk into any game and be top dog number 1 from day one, where's the challenge in that?
Yeah.
No.
I think you could get 8 pilgrims in a Manicore.
We are hobbits.
3 or 4
Get one down the barrel.
3 could
Get one down the barrel.
3 or 4 could sit in the barrel, but they'd be cleared out every time you fired.
Yeah, be like, whoa, what's happening?
Oh man, yeah. So there's a lot going on there, guys. It's pretty funny overall. Let me be critical though, because one of the things that people tied in on or dialed in on was this statement. Actually, I think it's on there. So then they did the mea culpa article, which in true Wargaming fashion is a bit of comedy. My suggestion, my advice to Wargaming is to stop with the propagandistic kinds of articles. Try to stick to the facts. Obviously, you want to promote your game, but just try to stick to the basic facts instead of feeding people a load of horse manure. It's very odd to me, and I don't know why they do this. And maybe it's just me that sees this, but I don't think so. All right, so they did change their plan. Significant update, and we intend to make the transition to the new system as comfortable as possible. Fair enough. We believe the old system needed an update to provide more value to everyone. Great. Competitiveness of every perk. Moving away from the current situation where all players choose the same perks and creating an environment where diverse and thoughtful decision making is encouraged. All right, so what's interesting about that is the way they're doing that is you can't have all the perks.
Yeah.
So you have to make a decision on which ones you're going to get. Theoretically, you can, but none of us is going to live that long. The Earth would probably end before you got all of them, especially
become flat.
especially on a Manicore. So that's okay. I don't have a real problem with that. Okay, and that's what they're going to get, I think. Solidifying the perk system. The same easily understandable rules apply to every player and crew supported by game interfaces. What? Okay. Don't they now?
I thought they did.
Now, maybe they're not easily understandable, and I think their descriptions of some of the skills are better. I will give them that. And by the way, thank you, GC, and somebody else I forgot to mention subbed. Where'd it go? I've lost it. I'll get to it in a minute. Much appreciated.
That's quite true, Mad Tank. Everybody has a preferred build for their crews and their tanks and everything else. So, there's no one set standard that is, that every.
I personally do not see a problem with I can't have all the skills.
No.
Like, pick the ones you want to use.
I mean, the skills I never pick. I never pick some of the skills. Never put it on a crew.
But let's again be a devil's advocate a little bit here, though. You know that over time there will be a build that's better than others for different tanks and things. So even though you could theoretically pick and build the way you want, the vast majority of people are going to build in one way.
Yes, of course they are.
Vents Rammer. There you go, Mustang.
Yeah. That was the go-to, wasn't it? Vents Rammer. And if it was a light to medium, you'd probably throw a camo net on there. If it was a heavy, you'd put something else on there that's, applicable.
Oh, you're saying before Crew Point 2, or before Equipment 2.0, yeah. All right, so fair perk distribution. A roughly equal number of perks should be available for all qualifications, and the mechanics should work smoothly and fairly across the board. All right. Easy implementation of future improvements. Now, this is part of what they're doing, establishing a foundation that easily allows the implementation of improvements. Okay. They're going to get rid of the 50 and 75% crew. They're going to allow a single crew to do multiple vehicles, and they're going to instrument a mechanic to transfer unused crew experience from one crew to another. That's going to be interesting on how that works. Now, this is the one that sent people over the edge, and they really, knickers got bunched.
Twisted.
Very uncomfortably, kind of like, oh. So
pressing on the piles.
I'm so to use a internet meme from quite a few years ago, Jimmies were rustled.
Yes.
Jimmies were rustled. And I don't know why they say stuff like this. Monetization was never part of these goals. Dude, your whole goal is monetization. You're running $1 billion gaming company. Why would you even say something that stupid?
Well,
I know why. It's a rhetorical question.
You know why it makes it even more stupid is that everybody knows how much money this game can be possibly make, and therefore every decision they make is about monetization. None of it is for altruistic reasons.
Well, their point is to try to mollify people a little bit, that the whole, and that's part of the hysteria was, oh, they want us to spend gold on retraining all of our crews. And then they did math, and it would cost me $865,000. I'm like, okay, clearly you're not going to do that, even if that was somehow their intent, which I don't think it necessarily was. But I would say that there was no reason to put that sentence in.
No.
Because first of all, everyone knows you want to make money. So it's a, I'll use the same word, disingenuous thing to say, and you didn't need to say it. And it's something you would say to a child.
Yes.
Someone, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just leave it out. And I'm not even mad that you're monetizing your game. I don't care. I do care when you say dumb things for no reason, even though you had a reason.
Yes.
So we recognize
no reason.
Yeah, we recognize that adjusting to these changes may not be simple. Okay, so we're introducing a special promotion. Can experiment, settle on preferred for the release. This promotion reset when you log in the firm center. And they're actually still going to get the 12 retraining orders, which I sort of like. At least and that's not enough, man. That should still be more, because the problem now, what is going to happen is you'll reset your crew, and then when you make a build, that's your build, buddy, and then you are spending money. So at least you have 12 retaining orders. But again, what's that good for? Four crew tanks. Do the math. Two 6 crew tanks. Blah blah blah. I don't know. Now, I did like this to some extent. If all perks in the new crew system are useful, doesn't this force players to get them all? All right, so first of all, probably a fallacy. Some will be more useful than others, period. I would imagine there's going to be specific builds that work. Right? Yeah, there you go, Cliffy. Somebody, whether it's 4 tankers doing light tanks or skill doing all the tanks or whatever the case may be. So we've added more perks to the game and balanced them against... All right. Have you? You balanced them, did you? Really? How did you do that?
Well, there's no... You see, they're making statements without quantification, so they're not quantifying how they did that. So nobody knows. Nobody's going to know, and nobody's going to agree with it, are they? Or disagree.
I mean, the fact is they didn't do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, even if they think they did somehow, as in they looked at them or ran some models or something, they'll never know until the players start playing. And this is kind of where I'm getting at the propagandistic thing. What I would say is, where is it?
Well, Chris Reactor's saying he did a spreadsheet for the required XP for 20 skills.
We've added more perks to the game and attempted to balance them. We will continue to look at them as the game progresses, or to something to that extent. That's how you say that. You don't come out and say, "Well, we balanced them; they're fine."
Of course you do.
Oh, are they? Do you have any historical success in that area that you might want to bring up?
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, the equipment thing was okay. There's still a couple. Actually, not to be fair, because there are still some problems with the equipment thing.
Yeah, there is.
Right? They never addressed the whole what CVS is doing to Tier 7 light tanks and the game in general, stuff like that. So they did nerf teamwork. So they are looking at it. That's good. That's a very good thing. And that's why some of these videos, my problem with the videos is not the content and the critique, it's the hysteria. But that being said, some of the guys got in and they built these crazy builds, and then hopefully Wargaming sees those and adjusts. That's the best thing we can get out of it.
Yeah.
This was interesting. While perks can influence battles, it's important to remember that factors such as map knowledge, driving skills, and tactical decision-making play a crucial role. That's what we've been saying. We've opted to mean...
Yeah, that's exactly what we did say, wasn't it?
Right.
It's that at the end of the day, if you're I hate using the word good player, but if you're a skilled player, they're not going to have that greater impact on your gameplay.
Yeah.
I don't personally think so, anyway.
Yeah. While perks can influence battles, it's important to remember that factors, that's what I talked about. We've opted to maintain experience system as it is to ensure that new players aren't immediately outmatched. I actually agree with that. As I said, you can get to 5 or 6 skills pretty easily. The difference between Pig's 8 skill crew and a 6 skill crew is not insignificant, but is not nearly as big as you might think.
Yeah.
If you have 2 equal players, it could be somewhat significant depending on what the skills are.
That's exactly what we've been saying. That is, if you're in a light tank and it's a 2-man crew, then you need that. But it's not all about that. It's about also how you play that game. You could take a Manticore light tank with an 8 skill crew and drive it straight down the middle and die straight away.
Yeah.
So if you're not using it to its max capacity and your skill level, it's not going to make any difference.
Exactly, Diablo. Now, I think they have to do a minimum amount of due diligence. Obviously, if some developer comes up and says, "Hey, I want to make a crew skill for the gunner that reduces dispersion by 0.09," for that one's pretty easy. But just to make an obvious example, there's probably somebody in that group that goes, "No, that's idiotic." Even if it got to testing, they would be like, "No, that ain't happening." So they do have to do some due diligence, but at the end of the day, they do need the players to look at it. And they do rely to some extent on CCs and the rest of the player base to look at. That's what the whole stupid common test is for, to some extent, is to look at a lot of that stuff. And I think they are listening to some extent. So they definitely did, just to wrap this whole thing up, they definitely did some unforced errors on this one, which is a chronic problem for wargaming and hard to comprehend sometimes why. Like it's not even, I don't even know where to start with the 12 retraining orders. That one, in watching this company do stuff over the years, I'm rarely surprised, but that one surprised me a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. There's a lot packed into it. That's the problem. It's one of the biggest changes we're going to see, or the biggest patches we're going to see, and there's a lot packed into it. And it's only when you do what you do, it's break it down and start digging into it, it starts to slap you around the back of the head a little bit. You're like, oh, yeah, there's things that you need to look at and take into account for this game, but
that one should have been
to bring
obvious.
it to the level of hysterics that's currently banging around the forums is just farcical, to be honest.
But the changes did happen. I play with all kinds of different crew setups, and I'm not at the level of the 3 markers and all those guys. I'm not claiming to be, but I do pretty well, and so I am, in terms of a pub player, competitive, if not slightly above average in some cases, with just whatever I've got. Now lately, as I've been moving further along my 100 Battle Challenge, I have done more try-hard.
Yeah.
Some food, all bounty equipment, trying out that thing. And I will say it has improved my performance a little bit. But I won't say that it certainly hasn't turned me into a super Unicum.
No. I mean, this is complete opposite, because some of the stuff I've got purple equipment on are my worst tanks in terms of win rates. I've got like 17% win rate in one of them, and it's full of purple and everything. It's just because I'm shit.
Yeah.
That's happened.
But Pilgrim, according to the talking heads, when you buy Watt Plus, and this new crew system happens, then you are automatically going to be awesome. No, actually,
I'm going to 3 mark that tank, aren't I? That's 17% win rate.
No, it's a little bit. It's a little bit. It's kind of cake and eat it too. You're going to be able to move your bond equipment, which is going to make you ultimately powerful. But at the same time, your crew skills are going to be too low, so you're not going to be competitive.
And I really need to be competitive, don't I?
You are going to be powerfully uncompetitive.
That's it. That's the one. I'm going to be so good, I'll be bad.
Or will you be so bad you'll be good?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I'll be so bad, I'll be good.
I'm not saying that's
the only one of a kind.
So badly good bad.
Yeah. Can't wait for that to happen.
Only $9 a month, though, for that.
Exactly.
For that
That'll
experience.
Housekeeping then.
For that experience.
I shan't bother with Netflix. I'll just subscribe to what? I'll get more entertainment out of it.
You're going to have to give up your $9 a month mocha latte habit.
I'm going to have to. I'm going to have less tea.
You're going to have less face masks, I'll tell you that for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. I won't be able to afford them.
Save those up.
Although I am sponsored by Seventh Heaven, by the way.
I mean, it looks like you got about a dozen, so you're good for a year.
I'm good for a year, yes. Keep this glowing complexion. I don't know.
Yeah, not working as intended. That is a whole other subject. I did bring that up in my video. I find this, at the end of the day, I find all these different levels and additions and really decreases in RNG and dispersion is the ultimate effect of all this stuff. It moves further and further away from what it was. Now, you know what? I don't know. Maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a good thing. Would I still...
Brute has one less hooker a month for $9. I didn't know they were that cheap, mate.
Oh, Brute's got a girl in every town, man. He's worldwide, baby. He's worldwide.
Yeah, every town that's got an airport, a runway.
Yep.
Every town that's got a runway.
Well, guys, we have been on. This is one of the longer coffee talks. It takes a while to destroy the game, so that's why we went a little bit long. But I actually got to get on with my day, my friend. Don't you?
Yes.
Yeah. I also
got a little bit of packing to do. A little bit of, I don't know, go and see the house general, see if she's still awake.
I have a final cry too. I have to have a final cry for the end of Watt. Just one more,
One more.
alone time.
Just to bottom line it and
Bottom
put
line.
that.
Remember,
Yeah.
the 19th is the day, my friends. That's when it all ends.
That's it. It's like the hole in golf, the 19th hole.
I think we've beat that dead horse. Deader than a doorknob.
I think so.
All right, my
I
friend.
think
That's
we've got pots of glue for horses now.
Let's go raid somebody because that's all I've got from this side of the Atlantic.
And it's Pilgrim, starting off from the correct side of the Atlantic, Colonel.
But I'm not ready though because I can't. There's nobody streaming. Who's streaming?
The game's dead. Nobody's streaming World of Tanks anymore.
This game's dead. I said I was going to do some shoutouts. JGC, Daki's adopted kid, thanks for the follow. Just around midnight with the resub. Artillery Bug and Pilgrim with the resub. Thanks, guys. All right, who we got? Anyone got any suggestions? Thanks, Mustang. You too, old brute.
Yeah, have a good one, everybody. Enjoy your Sunday morning if you can. Hopefully you're not working, guys.
Don't be too sad that the game is dead.
No. It'll be back in a different guise later on.
When the game dies, my friends, just understand that you have to wait till the 20th to relog in, and like a phoenix, it will arise.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
With all your crews reset.
What do you guys think? Any suggestions? ASMR? I don't know any of them either, man. Cliffy.
No.
I mean, God, I guess
You've got Stack Up running, but we're not doing what at the moment.
The Napalmer. That's a funny name. We're going to him. The Napalmer.
All right.
Let's go see what the Napalmer is about.
I like that smell in the mornings.
All right, guys. We are starting our raid in... Where is it? 10 seconds. It used to be 5 seconds. Now it's 10. You guys have a great Sunday.
It's a long old wait. You've got to keep going, haven't you?
We'll see you on Monday with the video. Pilgrim, you have a good rest of your Sunday, man. We'll see you later.
And you, sir. Have a
Cheers.
good one. Laters.
Out.